What's up, DFS Nation? We've got an absolute banger coming your way this Sunday night. The Los Angeles Rams are hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at SoFi Stadium, and this one's got shootout written all over it. We're talking about two of the NFL's top 10 scoring offenses going head-to-head under the lights at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. The Rams are averaging 27.2 points per game, while the Bucs are putting up 25.2 points per contest. If you're playing DFS this weekend, this single-game slate is where you need to be. And here's the thing, injuries are going to play a massive role in how we build our lineups tonight. So stick around because we're breaking down everything you need to know to crush your Sunday Night Football DFS contests. Let's set the stage real quick. The Rams come in at 8-2, riding a hot streak and looking absolutely dominant on both sides of the ball. They've got a plus 100 net scoring differential this season, which tells you everything you need to know about how they've been dominating opponents. On the flip side, Tampa Bay sits at 6-4. Leading the NFC South, but dealing with some serious injury concerns. Their net scoring differential is only +2, which shows they've been winning close games and maybe getting a little lucky along the way. The betting lines have the Rams as 7-point favorites with the over-under set at 49.5 points. That's a pretty high total, which means Vegas is expecting points, and that's exactly what we want for DFS purposes. More points equals more fantasy production equals more money in our pockets. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Injuries. Tampa Bay is absolutely banged up right now, and this is going to completely reshape the DFS landscape for this game. Mike Evans is out with a collarbone injury. That's the Bucs' #1 receiver, their red zone monster, completely off the board. Bucky Irving, who's been a solid part of their backfield, is also out with shoulder and foot issues. And here's where it gets tricky. Chris Godwin is listed as questionable with a fibula injury. What does all this mean for us? It means opportunity is about to knock for some other players on Tampa Bay's roster. When targets open up because of injuries, fantasy production has to go somewhere. Those targets, those carries, those red zone looks, they don't just disappear. Somebody's got to get them. Before we dive into specific players, let's talk about the expert we're following for this slate. Mike McClure from Sportsline is an absolute legend in the DFS community. This guy has over $2 million in career DFS winnings. Let me say that again, $2 million. In 2023 alone, McClure finished tied for first in the DraftKings Millionaire Maker not once, but twice. He also took down the FanDuel Million that same year. The man uses a powerful prediction model that simulates every single snap of NFL action, factoring in matchups, statistical trends, and injuries. His track record speaks for itself. And when someone with that kind of success shares their picks, you listen. So let's get into who McClure is targeting for this Sunday Night Football showdown and why these plays make so much sense. First up, we've got Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua. This guy has been absolutely electric this season. Despite missing one game due to injury, Nacua has put together a 73-catch, 850-yard, 4-touchdown stat line. That's elite production right there. Here's what's really exciting. He's found the end zone in 4 of his last 6 games. That touchdown upside is exactly what we're looking for in DFS, especially on a single-game slate where captain plays can make or break your lineup. The Rams even added a new wrinkle last week by giving Nacua 2 rushing attempts. That multi-positional usage gives him an even higher floor because he's not just dependent on catches. And get this, the Buccaneers rank 21st in fantasy points allowed to opposing wide receivers. That's a fantastic matchup. Nacua sees a 28% target share with a 29% air yard share. When Matthew Stafford drops back to pass, there's nearly a 1 in 3 chance the ball is going Puka's way. That volume combined with this matchup makes him an absolute smash play for Sunday night. Next, let's talk about Tampa Bay tight end Cade Otton. Now, I know what you're thinking. He had a quiet game last week against the Bills. But here's the thing, he's only 2 weeks removed from a monster 9-catch, 82-yard performance against the Patriots. The volume is what matters here. Otton hasn't been targeted fewer than 5 times in his last 6 games. That's a rock-solid floor, and in DFS, especially in cash games, floors matter. On the season, Otton has 59 catches for 600 yards and 4 touchdowns through 14 games. But here's where it gets really interesting. With Mike Evans on injured reserve and Chris Godwin questionable, Baker Mayfield is going to need reliable targets he can lean on. Otton is that guy. He's a big-bodied tight end who runs great routes and has excellent hands. When the protection breaks down, or when Baker needs to move the chains on third down, Otton is going to be one of his first reads. The Rams are 22nd in fantasy points allowed to tight ends, which means this is a very favorable matchup for Otton to produce. With all the injuries Tampa Bay is dealing with, expect Otton's target share to increase even more than usual. Now, McClure has identified one more player, an undervalued guy who could absolutely explode on Sunday night. This is the pick that could separate you from the rest of the field. This is the leverage play that could be the difference between cashing in your tournaments or going home empty-handed. Unfortunately, to get that specific player and see McClure's full lineup construction and captain strategy, you'll need to head over to Sportsline. But I'll tell you this, when someone with McClure's track record identifies a value play with massive upside potential, that's information worth having. All right, DFS fam, that's your breakdown for Sunday Night Football. We've got Puka Nacua with elite target share and touchdown upside against a vulnerable secondary. We've got Cade Otton with increased opportunity thanks to Tampa Bay's injury situation and a favorable matchup. And there's that mystery value play that McClure has identified that could be the tournament winner. The Rams are clicking on all cylinders right now, posting big offensive numbers and playing lockdown defense. Tampa Bay is scrappy and dangerous, but they're dealing with significant injuries that are going to impact how this game plays out. Remember? In DFS, it's not just about picking good players. It's about finding the right leverage, the right value, and the right game environments. This Sunday Night Football showdown checks all those boxes. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment letting me know who you're targeting for this slate. Are you going heavy on the Rams offense? Are you fading Tampa Bay? Let's talk strategy in the comments. Good luck this weekend, and let's go get that DFS money.